boys, we're back with some more of the Caster Void Knight. I've fully redone my trees now so that I dropped all of the strength and melee based stuff and went into vitality and caster based stuff, so this is what we're up to now over here. Most of the void spells and sub spells have some vitality scaling for the base damage, so it kind of gives you damage and survivability at the same time. And I'm really liking the Devouring Orb right now. That has some pretty cool upgrades you can add into it, and you can make it cast automatically. So over here, by default it creates a damage over time area that circles around you, and then every time an enemy dies it also does a bigger pulse of damage. You can make it orbit you automatically, and then that allows you to auto cast while moving, and then you can get some cooldown and mana cost reduction based on that. And then you can make it do damage whenever it hits on top of that. And then over here it will automatically cast a spell that seeks out enemies, so you get a bunch of different spell effects on top of that. And then I'm messing around with Abyssal Echoes a little bit, since it seems like it should be good as a single target spell. The Devouring Orb kind of just destroys everything in an AoE, so I don't really feel like I need a lot of help in that area. So I'm kind of focusing this stuff on single target right now and just letting that do everything for me. We still have some pretty big upgrades as I get levels on that. Ooh, we got a new skill specialization. So I'm trying to get, I think, the extra duration here and then 1 point in that so we can get some scaling area on it. Oh, one other pretty important thing is the volatile reversal. You can make all of your Devouring Orbs last 4 seconds longer when you do the jump back. It's not super useful for moving around because you do have to jump back to trigger that, but it's really good on single targets when you want to have as many Devouring Orbs out as possible. And then up here I'm getting the Echo Chance up a bit, since those are big damage. And then, oh yeah, I'm not sure if I get Anomaly I can actually get some extra cooldown reduction, which would be fantastic for the Devouring Orb. But also, there are some uniques that can be pretty good with Smite, and you can convert that into Void. I think we'll grab Anomaly and try and make this into sort of a buffing spell. So this will cause it to create a time bubble, and then I need this one to cast it on top of me. I might try and run without that, since it's kind of expensive point-wise and it costs a bunch of mana, but mainly we want the cooldown recovery over there, so that I can cast even more Devouring Orbs. And then I guess we can go for the bubble next. Make it last longer, and then I'll need that on my bar actually. I guess we'll have to drop something for that. I don't think the Devouring Orbs autocast unless they're on your bar. Let's see, Elico's Innovation. I guess I was empowering that, so we'll empower again. So on a single target I can buff up the duration with that, drop an Abyssal Echoes, buff up any more of them, and then just Cyclone a bit and they're already dead. Oh, I actually messed around with the loot filter a bit. I need to hide all magic items under all circumstances, so I need to change this a bit. Can I add another oh, okay, there we go. So as long as it's like at least rare or higher, I think. That should be good, I think. I don't know. So we can get another duration on this for even more single targets, and then more duration. I'll have to find a way to fit that in. I guess we'll have to go instead of Abyssal Echoes here. Whereas Anomaly. Can you move anything over there yet? No, I guess you can still only have 5 skills. I thought they were supposed to be adding the 6th skill slot at some point, but I guess not. So now I can cast that, and then if I stay inside of it, it'll give me the buffs, but we'll need to have that follow me since it's kind of a small area. But yeah, I love the Devouring Orb so far, so I'm going to try and get a lot of cooldown reduction so we can get even more of those. And then Echo Chance should be good for them if it works as well. Trying to get some of that on the passive tree now. So that's everything over here. Oh yeah, return to the Stranded Captain. Need one more point to make that follow me now. So that's the maximum power here. We'll go ahead and challenge him, get the Void Orbs up a little bit. And we can toss a Time Bubble here since he shouldn't move around that much, I guess. Then I guess we can get rid of the Abyssal Echoes if I'm not going to use that, since we only have 5 slots to really use here anyways, and grab some skill upgrades for the lunge. I could also grab Void Cleave, I guess, since that doesn't require a target.
You were told not to come, yes? It would be wise to leave.
Do you not need to find the item to get in there anymore? Huh. We actually have one more quest out there though. So there's the time bubble. We'll probably finish off the duration. Then we can get some more useful buffs. Leech, health leech, crit chance. Buffs after leaving it. Those will all be pretty nice for it. So we're going for the Echo Chance over here. I think they do 100% of the triggering skill whenever they go off, and then you can get some unique bonuses for them on top of that. So they should do basically over double damage. Oh, one thing I could do actually is we could get the talent for Warpath that causes it to autocast the abyssal things, and then I actually could still use that even without having it on my bar. But the issue is it costs so much mana that's going to be pretty hard to pull off. But there actually is some cool spell stuff you can do with Warpath. Not sure if there's anything else super good for this. Armor Shred, that's pretty good I think. Then, oh, it had 2 points. We'll get the improved duration there, make it last as long as possible. Oh, I was sending him forward in time. I need to get the one thing for that. I was wondering where he disappeared to. I need to get that node so I don't accidentally miss out on people. And we just get all of the effects instantly of it. Looks like the bear gloves, I don't care about those, we'll banish him and see if we get something cooler for the next one. Alright, so that'll make all of the effects there trigger instantly. We won't have to double cast it anymore. Then over here, I can start going over into that. That's better, and the 4-point bonus will help out a bit. Extra time rot whenever a skill echoes. have the duration maxed out now, so I think it's just the boss. Oh, we can get some big area and cooldown over there. So it's a 10-second cooldown, and I think it lasts 10 seconds now? Actually, let me toss it down and see how long it lasts compared to the cooldown. Yeah, so it looks like we can keep that up permanently. For here, what else did I want on this? We can get some damage over time, which is okay. I might actually want... we'll need every point available to the skill to get that, which would allow me to double jump forward with it instead of backwards at the cost of increased cooldown, which I think I might be okay with. That'll give higher Devouring Orb uptime as we move around the map a bit, I think. I might have to respec this at some point. Might just grab some movement for now. But we might want the Smite thing and eventually the Echoes on that. Not really using this one right now anyways. Then just some extra buffs over here. I think crit chance is pretty good. Having the effects linger afterwards just in case sounds pretty nice.
Stand down or die.
Ooh, another Devouring Orb. Okay, so we'll have some scaling area on them based on how long they last. And I believe that works on most of the extra spell effects you add to them as well. So we got the 4-point bonus there, and then I'll probably go 5 points here just to unlock that. It's pretty big for 1 point. That's pretty good as well. I guess we'll go ahead and grab that. Since that gives a base crit chance, it'll be a lot easier to get maxed out crits. And it's already unlocked.
Start to rust at this point.
killing the tentacles so fast he can't even spawn them. Puny god. Time rot duration, shred armor on throwing attacks. Might be cool for something else, I guess.
Gods be with you. Good boy.
Greetings.
That's a lot of crit chance, but we're using a caster staff now for all the base spell damage. What is that? Erasing Strike mana cost. That's an actual Void Knight item, but it's kind of like a hybrid thing, it seems like. It might actually be better just due to the raw stats on it, though. What does Devouring Orb look like with that? 51-21 versus... I lose about 10% of my damage. But I gain 2 to void skills and some extra area. I don't think the unique effect on it really does anything for me, though. It's kind of close, but I don't know that that's really worth it for me.
Greetings.
Abyssal Echoes. Might shatter that. That's actually not bad. 8 vitality. Fire and bleed converted to ignites? Nah. Cooldown recovery. We do need some of that. I don't know that I can really use those though. Oh, a vitality base ring with healing effectiveness. That's actually pretty good. That has some decent bonuses, so we'll replace the rare with that. Healing effectiveness, physical, good for something else. Smite when you hit with throwing attacks and shred armor on throwing. That's kind of crazy for a different build, actually. So when items have stats that are useful for you, you can actually like shatter them in this game, and then that'll give you affixes for crafting other stuff. Yeah, I want the cooldown recovery for other stuff.
Take care of yourself.
Trying to get all the cooldown I can for Devouring Orb.
You're back.
It will be a long.
You're back.
It will be a long road to Majelka after, but
You were used to walking, right?
how did you enjoy the trip? There are good. Thankfully, they aren't.
There you are. Oh, there's a shrine just outside the city.
Look at all my purple balls go.
I can't believe. Don't you worry about me.
Now there's also, like I said, it is part of being chieftain.
Hello. Stay safe.
Ha!
11 vitality is kind of sick. Oh, that's what I have equipped. +1 evade charge, cooldown recovery for evade, fury leap, haste effect. Sounds pretty useful for another character. I think we'll empower those. more base crits, and that goes super nicely with the one where you get 1% crit multi for every point in here. Then we'll get some more buffing somewhere over here. Probably the crit chance, attack and cast speeds. I'm using a lot of auto cast, so it's actually not that good. And you get some decent health leech in the Void Knight passives already. So I'm down for some percent crit chance to go with that base amount. What is that? 3 dungeon keys. I forget what a portal charm is. Used when entering a dungeon to create a portal to the dungeon boss. Oh, so if you have a ton of keys, you can burn some of them to skip a dungeon, I guess?
Too long have we all been bound by the chains of fate. I will shatter them, along with who would seek to bind me. Freedom will be our future, my future, at any cost.
Farewell.
Yeah. No one is good. The temple is closed.
Was it just that the authority as the I am not sure if we can trust this friend of yours, but I trust you.
I overheard but that it's well with. And hey, if you're looking for a little detour before you discover something new, leader, let me know. I might have just the thing for you.
Farewell.
Wolves retaliate with a lightning strike when hit. Wolves cannot be stunned. Tons of minion movements. Chance on hit with lightning seals to grant wolves additional melee equal to your melee lightning damage. Well, that guy got wrecked. My balls are just too much for him to handle, I guess.
You're not going anywhere.
Stand down.
Power that again up to the max. I don't think I have the quest for this guy actually. We can grab a bunch of Shattering Rints anyways though. I think you use a ton of those later into the game.
After you're done with your haha, oh, come on. Where's that fighting spirit? He's going to Before we you will find both the bazaar and observatory.
So one of these is about like
Picking one
self-found, and then one of them is about trading. That one,
you won't
I guess I'll probably just do this and not really mess with
those ties.
trading too much.
Decisions, eh?
Hello, Zerhut. If with our knowledge of the stars, one might gain prophecies and use their guidance to discover treasure.
I think you can switch on the same character, but you'll reset your like levels here.
On your side.
I haven't messed around with them that much before.
Welcome. Go speak with Galila if you wish to purchase lenses and other items that may.
So I think there's a pretty good staff for the build if I can find something for that.
Great deal.
These ones are jewelry and relics. Might not have enough to take any of them yet. Glyph of Chaos, so that looks like crafting stuff mainly. I think we need to get a bit more of the favor first before I can even take one of those. But basically I'll be able to get a bunch of like prophecies to get some unique staves, and then that will help me hunt down some of my endgame items, I think.
Stand down or die. Stand down or die.
We can grab a bit more base crit chance. We need 4 points for the special bonus on that one. So next level for that.
Stand down or die.
Good day, traveler. Farewell.
Ooh, Harbinger over there. Elemental Nova cast at the target location. 44% of physical taken is fire. Might be cool for another character, I guess. Throwing fire damage per chance to find potions. Chance to throw a burning dagger, chance to throw a burning dagger when you drink a potion. Interesting.
Stand down or die.
Use anomaly, more crit chance while we have that active. Why didn't the eagles just fly us to Mordor?
Good day, traveler. Farewell.
Farewell. Can I help you? Safe travel.
Oh, damage if you've cast Devouring Orb recently. Chance to shred on melee hit, that might actually be decent. Vengeance Smite, Fire Pin with melee. Might save that for something else. Chance to chill on hits, nah. Strength, Dex, shred armor on hit. It might actually be decent for a throwing build. I think you can use Dex and Strength on some of them. Damage over time and poison, that's kind of cool combo. Void damage when a skill echoes. Oh, that's cool. Although physical doesn't really pair with it. Nah. Let's see, can we get a prophecy now? Oh, it says what it is. Armor Prophecy's weapon. Rare weapon, rare weapon, rare weapon. Unique range won't really help. I guess we'll just grab one to get the quest out of the way. I think siege golems aren't that hard. But I think once we have a bunch of the favor, I can like re-roll it and then get a bunch of like unique staff rewards. And then that'll help me target farm the unique staff that should be pretty good for the build. And then I guess we can just go to End of Time and start doing some of the endgame stuff now. So monoliths are kind of like maps. You can see what bonus rewards you'll get for each one. That one is XP, which is not bad early on. I kind of like focusing the crafting materials, like runes and epic shards and stuff, just so that I always have plenty of those to add whatever I want to onto items. And then after you do a few of them, you'll get enough percentage to do like a quest echo in each one, and you'll eventually be able to fight a quest boss for that monolith. Some of them have unique drops as well, so you can target farm some of those. Grab our 4-point bonus for that. Oh, you can have multiple champions in the monolith, interesting. So that's one echo. Each one is a lot shorter than a map, but there's a bunch of them for the like overarching quest of the area. And you get whatever the targeted reward is each time, so gold for that one, and then we'll go for runes there, and then glyphs as well for crafting. Then at some point I'll probably have to make my loot filter even more strict, just so we don't have to constantly check stuff here. Actually, now that I already have it fairly set up, I can do that almost instantly now that I think about it. Bunch of crafting stuff for that. So I can just make it show... It was at like 4 affix tiers, we can just go like 6 and try that, see how it feels. Wandering spirits, hungering souls, ward per active spirit, damned on hits. So acolyte thing.
Yes.
One maximum companion. Flurry, lethal mirage. 72% of mana spent gained as wards. Kinda cool. Less frequency of expending storm stacks. Spell damage for storm bolts. But then physical doesn't really go with that. Bleed and poison doesn't really go together. Oh, 6 vitality for a base ring. That's kind of nice. Spell damage and physical. I think I'm fine with that. Melee, wall, transformed. Aspect to the links, maybe. Dodge and void, that's actually not bad for me. I guess that one. Devouring orb. Oh, that's actually one of the affixes we really want to get eventually. So I'll shatter that to grab some of the shards. I don't think you can get those unique effects.
Take care.
So we're up to 59 vitality. That gives health, poison, and necrotic resistance. And then a bunch of the void spells gain damage from that as well. We have 118 flat void damage on Devouring Orb from it. And we should be getting close to the first quest echo here. We can grab. What is that? Cemetery of the Erased and Slay the Woven Firstborn. Gain access to the Weaver's Altar. May weave woven echoes into this timeline. Okay, that sounds cool, and we have affix shards in front of that. Low level haste chest. What is the other thing? We got some extra endurance on that by empowering it. Lightning damage, crit chance, mana regen. 100% of mana converted to ward when you reach full mana. Huh. Dodge rating, huge physical resistance. Kinda nice, but I'd lose a bunch of vitality. We'll finish that off for the base crit chance. Warpath. I guess get a bit more mana cost on that. Volatile reversal. Oh yeah, I wanted to try that, so we'll get more points over here. Devouring Orb. I think we'll get the Abyssal Orb cast speed up since that's one of the coolest parts of it. And we can do the first quest part of this. We need to do 3 to get to the boss of this area. Crit chance while that's active. Level 10 cold leveling helmet. Blind and chill on hits. And then I guess we see whatever that thing is. Then we'll try and unlock that since that's a pretty big echo chance. One before it isn't that amazing for me since I don't really use cast speed or throwing speed that much. Kind of just let my stuff auto cast. Cemetery entrance.
The Weaver, so she could be there to save us.
Small Weaver Idol. Physical pen, void damage. Pillar of Skulls? What is that? Oh, it's a woven echo. The Pillar of Skulls rises high above the Soulfire Bastion. It is here that the Lich Cremoris used Soul Embers to resurrect champions of ages past and ages yet to come. Stand atop the pillar and slay all champions that would rise to oppose you. Place at Altar of the Weaver and complete Echo to earn 1 Reaver Tree point. Tomb Guardian possessed by an erased gladiator. Is that bad? There's a lot of stuff flying around right now. There's a shrine up here we can get to help out with all of these guys. Oh god, one shot. I think I walked into something on the ground over there. Necrotic and lightning. Aw, we got kicked out of there, rip. Dang, I wanted to see what was at the end. Fire pen, cold res.
Yes.
I guess that might be okay for summoner. Chance of poison and poison resistance. I guess it's fine. Racing strike. Oh, vitality movement cooldown recovery. That might actually be pretty good after I craft that up a bit. Vitality, bleed if wielding an axe. Oh, that's actually better than what I have, although it's not that good still. Increased health. That's a lot of physical res.
Take care.
Can I like go back in there?
Stand down or die.
Lightning damage while you have Aegis and fire damage, no synergy there. I am lagging, what's going on?
Stand down or die.
Okay, that was way easier than last time. Seeker's Summit, what was that? Slay Harry respects Orion, Seeker of the Shards, upon the summit of his war camp. Always drops a unique melee weapon. So I guess the Weaver altar must be up here where we actually use those. Echo Concords. What else do we have here? Enchant a class-specific idol with Weaver's Touch, imbuing it with the ability to gain enchanted affixes. Missile Decay and Void is pretty good. We gained 1% fire resistance. Oh, it has 5 Weaver's Touch though. So it'll gain stats as we kill stuff with it equipped. So my idols can level up now as well. That's actually really cool. Okay, let's put that on both then. Word per second, not super useful, but I kind of just want to see what they gain as they level up. And we have a stash over here. So that's the exit. I guess we'll try these unique things and see what happens. How do I... Oh, we have to place it onto the web, okay. I guess we'll just toss them over here and see what happens. Oh, so we have an Atlas passive tree now as well. What are those? Make champions sometimes drop a pile of items of the same item type that always have a sealed affix matching one of the affixes on the imprinted item. Oh god, I'm gonna have to look up so much stuff for this. Weapon or jewelry item to imprint it, and this thought to have a small chance to drop a pile of similar items. Okay, same thing, but different item types. Armor, weapon... Opening lost caches. Tombs of the Erased are more common. That sounds kind of nice. So that we can actually get more of the unique stuff here. Mask to accompany you in tombs and cemeteries. Additional chance to drop woven echoes. How much does it cost to respect this though? I don't know. Increase pack size in tombs and cemeteries. Pile of item drop chance. Well, we're gonna have to look up some stuff for this. I think I'm just gonna grab the increased tomb chance for now, since those have some pretty cool stuff here. I need more woven echoes. So you have to farm a bunch to buy those, it looks like.
Welcome to the this while as glad the great once answers will come in time. The Weaver
Gain ranks from earning and spending memory amber, commonly found inside tombs and cemeteries. Okay, so the points out of spending will actually help us increase in ranks faster then, so that's good anyways. Spend Weaver points in the Weaver tree to influence the Monolith of Fate. Weaver tree points, and purchasing new stuff it seems like. Looks like they're all basically the same, but you can get more points at those high ranks. Haven of Silk. Alright, so we have to go back to the Fall of Outcasts over here to get those echoes we just placed. I think they were over there, or it might have been. point there. We need 5 to unlock that now. Then we're getting some affixes on these, I think. Increased echo damage when a skill is echoed. Chance to gain frenzy when you echo an ability. Okay, that's really sick for a Void Knight. Wow. If we can get some more like levels on that affix, that would be kind of nuts. Very cool. So we can enchant idols each time. Looks like only one use this time. I definitely like that one. We'll have to get the levels on that to see if it's any good, I guess. So what was the other one that might be decent for this build currently? That one for Devouring Orb. Maybe Time Rots. This would be cool for other builds. With a smite on throwing hits. We'll do that one. Minion attack speed seems kinda junk with those combos. There should be like a button to buy all Shattering Runes, I feel like. Summon Raptor. Haste after a traversal skill. Kinda nice. Dual wielding Caltrops? Probably not. One maximum companion. I think I have enough of those now. Oh, the base is actually pretty good. Minion crit chance. Okay, that might actually be solid. Health gain on kill, increased health. That's pretty good, actually. Wow. Hammer throw. Throwing fire damage with shield throw, shred armor on hits. Works together at least. Lightning seals tendrils with static orb shock duration. Evade casts static orb for 90% of its mana cost. Kinda cool. Ignite. Damage over time. 1% oh, taken, okay. Pretty good for a bleed builds. That's a lot of vitality and percent health. Might be able to do something with that. Dodge and void resistance. That's not bad. What is that? What? Why is that thing on my inventory? There's no item there. What? What is that? I can't pick up the boots. Oh, there we go. What is going on there?
Take care.
So I'll toss some of those in, and then I actually want to use a few of those. That's junk. That's not the greatest. That's not the greatest either. I guess put the vitality one back in. And then we'll definitely take the health and Ellie res. That's fantastic survivability, healing effectiveness, crits, and crit avoidance. That's pretty solid. Then we need a 1 slot to go with that. Armor fire res, not bad. Oh, I missed that. Minion skills, melee necrotic for forged weapons. Stats on your gloves apply to your forged weapons at 99% effectiveness? That sounds kind of insane. And I actually did want to try a forge guard at some point. Oops, put that on into the stash. So yeah, I think we just get the extra chance on that so we can grind out the ranks, and then I can respec that later if necessary. So we have the second quest echo available here. So just the ward is upgrading on that. Just might have to respec that one. Looks like we got a bit more fire stats on that. Ooh, another tomb. Guard, nah, we'll banish him. Try and get some other items.
Stand down or die.
That's a lot of idols, wow. Two more to unlock the 10% echo chance armor, pretty nice.
Yes.
Already have one of those. 400% to shred armor on hit. Might be useful for like a legendary item, I guess. Vitality, that's not bad. We can replace that one, I guess. Although the necrotic doesn't really help me. Like, what is going on in my inventory, man? Oh! Shoot, that's the new smite belt that would actually be really cool here. Okay. I'm going to lose a bunch of void damage, but that sounds really cool. 66, 78. We drop to, oh god, 1400. That's like almost 25% of my damage. But it sounds really cool. But the one thing is I need to convert smite to voids, and we'll also need to specialize it now. I guess we can drop this. And then smite stuff. We can also get the void thing over here. This removes the heal for it though. Whereas if I get it on the passive tree over here, I think it keeps the healing and adds vitality scaling, but I'll need 5 points for that. But that sounds cool. I think we go for the damage and then reducing the health cost and then base crits. This one won't do anything because we won't be directly casting it, but we need that to unlock this stuff over here. And then I'm going to hold a couple points to see if this actually hurts me when I'm not directly casting it, because we might have to max this one out if it does.
Yes.
But yeah, that was the unique that I really wanted to try on this build. 38% chance to cast Smite on hit, up to 6 per 10 seconds, and then that resets with a potion. Crit chance. Vitality, melee with a sword. Vitality, movement, cooldown recovery. That could be really good. Divine Bolt when you use a 0-cost skill. That's cool for like a paladin, I think. Void damage when a skill echoes void over time. Aw. If only I was void damage over time, that would be so sick. But the suffix is kind of junk for how I'm building. Shield throw converted fire, that doesn't really combo. Bleed mana with decoy. Mark for death on hits.
Yes.
That's a lot of crit chance. Wow. Endurance threshold if you have not been hit recently. Dodge rating. Maximum mana added as stun avoidance. 7 all attributes.
Yes.
Crit multi, judgment, rive, damage reflected, warpath area, ignited, high health. There might be something you can do with like paladin in that maybe? Crit chance per equipped dagger. Smoke bomb. Echo damage when a skill echoes. Aw, that would be pretty cool if it had a decent suffix. Wards, dodge voids. Void when a skill echoes block effectiveness. You're kind of incentivized to not go block with Void Knight though. There's something in the passive tree that's doubled when you have low block stats. This effect is doubled if you have less than 30% block chance. You get decent void damage. I don't have it yet, but we'll want that at some point.
Take that.
It doesn't look like the orbs. Oh, there we go. There's a bunch of smites. Oh yeah, it's definitely taking my HP, but I'm like leeching back through it pretty quickly still. But I think we're going to have to max out the minus sacrifice cost so it doesn't just instantly kill me at some points. And then we can fully max out this node for huge damage with no downsides, other than the huge point cost. think I'm gonna try and get some of these range guys out. Jesus. A lot of stuff going on right now. How do you get over there? What? Multi-crit chance. Can I see like the exact stats on one of the skills? I think there is a way, but I don't remember how. Oh well, we'll get some crit just in case. Some big crit multi. And then more tomb chance there. Ow. Crazy crowd control. That's a lot of echoes from one of these. We're almost done with this timeline, so I guess we'll just finish that up and then put them on the next one. Hollow fingered, melee necrotic, 1 maximum skeleton. Every 10 seconds, a random minion is chosen receiving frenzy and 200% of the stats on this item. Oh, that's a new really cool minion item. I guess if you had like one really strong minion, you could guarantee it would always gain that. And then because of the Weaver's Will, it'll gain a bunch of random stats as you level it up. Pretty cool. Let's see, we gained more ward stuff and fire stuff, kind of junk. Looks like that's maxed out, but it's kind of cool. I guess we'll try and redo that one. 1631, I don't know if that's... Oh, 500 out of 1631. So now we can level it up again, and it got dual crit stats. That's much better for me. Then we can replace that one. Healing effectiveness and health, that's really good. I might actually want to use that now. How would I fit that in? We need 4 slots up. That's honestly kind of hard actually. Huh, yeah, I might not actually be able to fit that in because the vitality ones that are crosswise are super good. I'll have to think about that later, I guess. That's a huge physical resistance. That's honestly not terrible just because it has so much physical resistance. Elemental crit strike, fire aura on crits, kinda cool for spell blades. Bleed and melee void doesn't really work together. Melee poison, I think that doesn't work together either. That's not bad for a single slot. That's huge crit multi. Huh, I wonder if that's better just because of the base of the massive crit multi. 5,700. Oh, I can't even equip it yet. Level 67, I need 6 levels, wow. Crit strike, poison. I think those don't really work together either. But I'll use that one? Armor and LE res, it's not bad for 1 slot. I guess we can do that. So this should be the final boss of this little storyline here, and he should have some unique item drop potential as well. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. We have to destroy all the things in the corners to make him vulnerable. And then when you're fighting him, he'll drop a ton of damage areas that you can't really stand in. Kind of annoying when I want to be close range to him. Oh yeah, you get a permanent blessing after each of these, and they have like random rolls as well, so you kind of have to hunt them down a bit. I guess we should probably go XP early on to get the levels out faster. Grand Idols, I think those are one of the class unique ones though, so that's also pretty cool. So blessings, you can get looks like 10 different ones at a time, and each of these areas will have like 5 different ones you can choose from or something. So a bit more customization there. Oh yeah, that is the unique chest from him, I think. 100% critical strike avoidance, increased health, overkill damage leeches health. I guess we could try that out. The 100 crit avoidance is pretty solid. How much damage do I lose by doing that? 5806. Bit over 5%. That's not terrible for extra survivability. Smites will finish that off. Grab some more crit multi. And then we move on to another timeline. That one is closer to my level, it looks like. Can I place these things from here? I guess we'll have to do that at one of the tomb things then. Some crafting stuff up here. Maximum skeletal mage's necrotic cold lightning minion skills. I think that's new? There were a few minion uniques that were added this patch. One more enchant. I guess because those are just good, we can set them up for another character then. Word decay, nah. Can't I add the echoes to something? Wait, did I not finish that? Oh, I probably didn't do the thing itself. Oops. Oh well. I just did the tome then left. Oh, you probably have to do one of the actual ones on the map to set them up.
Stand down.
Bone Curse also inflicts acid skin. I don't remember how hard it is to inflict acid skin. I think it's just one skill on Warlock that can do that. Might be kinda cool. Oh yeah, you do have to come back out here and then complete the rift stuff, huh? Smite will get a bit more crit chance over there. One of the Sentinel skills, percent of armor applies to damage over time. Some more cast speed for the Abyssal Orb. There's not really anything I super need in here right now, so just some more movement speed is kind of nice to have. Probably have to respec that at some point though. Bit more crit chance for that. double crit. That actually sounds pretty good. Wait, isn't this an actual tomb? How do I add the echoes again? Altar of the Weaver. Do only some of these have the Altar of the Weaver then? It's a woven enchanter. How do I add the echoes? Full set of Xerix. Racing Strike. Potions no longer heal you but grant necrotic to melee and throwing. Chance to find potions. I don't think I really care that much. Time Rod on hit with Void Skills. Stack of Kismet. When you directly use a melee attack, hit at least one enemy. Throwing attack consumes all 8% crit strike and physical damage. Melee damage, attack speed, +1 to melee attacks. So you're supposed to alternate between melee and ranged? Abyssal Echoes. Damage when a skill echoes. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Not sure I'm going to build into that though. Time Rod duration, shred armor on hit with throwing, nah. Ignite, Ellie res, pretty good elemental resistance. Double ward gain on potion use. Probably not. Mana regen when you use a potion. Traversal skill cooldowns are covered on potion use. Void Rift on kill. Nah. Mirror shards when you cast transplants.
Take care.
Summons Void Swirls. So many Sentinels items, wow. Manifest armor, racing strike, throwing attack, critical strike. %10 echo chance, pretty cool. Smite, I'll grab some more crit multi for that. Then I guess we'll grab the... No, I have so many of those I can't even use them. Timeline boss reward drop chance. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Mess around with some of that, see how it feels. Polaris' Sacred Light. Melee damage per attunement, spell damage for strength, smite on melee hits, smite at 2 additional targets when you cast it directly. Pretty cool paladin swords. Kinda low rolls on that one. We got another one of the static orb things. Runic Invocation, spell damage, armor, dodge, ward per rune. Alright, so now I guess we just dump a bunch of these all over the place. See what we can get off of them. The Great Beacon to reveal echoes in a large area. That doesn't sound that useful. Oh, you have to place them on these things, oops. I don't know, we'll just a bunch of random stuff go. Two uses at this one. I think that combo sounds the most useful for a different class. Throwing damage is actually kind of useless for that, since you want the smites to do the damage though. Another one. full set of the Last Bear. I think I have most of that set already.
Yes.
Double crit, fire res, maybe. Damage over time, reflection, nah. Increased damage when a skill echoes. That'd be kind of cool if it had another useful suffix. Devouring Orb, we need some of those shards.
Take care.
I can probably use that one with the dual crit and resistance. Though I'm not sure what I'd give up for it. I guess that? The double crit stats are pretty nice. Now we have a bunch of junk to clear over here. Elemental damage taken is void. Void damage taken. Might be kind of cool, but I think I want to get the smite conversion now to go with that unique. Although I don't think I'm going to be manually casting it for the other effects. But having the extra healing on that still would be kind of cool. I swear I subbed to you before and it keeps taking it away? Well, look on the bright side, you can sub to me even more now. There is a lot of fire on the screen right now, my god. What is happening? Oh, there were like 3 bosses in there? And there still are? What? Who is Praetor Tyrannus, and why are there like 50 of them in this map? Jesus. What just happened? He like teleported me somewhere? What is happening? Is a stash here? Soul Gamble? Soul Ember cost 100? Can become a rare or exalted rogue bow or any unique or set rogue bow that can drop randomly. Well, I guess we can try the stave since there's a pretty good unique one there. Poison? Nope. Oh, he only has 1 copy of it. I'm not sure what else would be good. Maybe some jewelry? That's actually not bad. Crit chance, healing effectiveness, health regen? 193% minion health? Let's see, which of these do I want to replace? Healing effectiveness? That one has a pretty good base. Probably that one. Ow. Oh, there were waves coming out of him in melee. I didn't see those until he blasted me. Can we go back in there? Oh, it's the same guy, so watch out for the waves. Yeah, it was those. Ow! Homing! You know, some of these guys seem pretty melee unfriendly. And that does a lot of damage for a homing attack, Jesus Christ. Get some potions, please. How do you dodge that? What can we get now? Increased cemetery spawn rates. Cemeteries contain an altar of the Weaver where you can insert woven echoes. That would be decently useful, I think. When a boss woven echo drops, it has a chance to be duplicated. Possessed Nemesis. That's a lot of reading. Rune prison with a possessed exiled mage. Pile of woven echoes. Uniques with legendary potential. That sounds kind of cool. When a nemesis escapes through a portal after being empowered, it drops exalted weapons that can be upgraded if you kill a harbinger. I don't know what that means. Echoes on your echo wave would have a glyph have a different random reward. But glyphs are pretty nice though. I think I'm just gonna go for the uniques with legendary potential. That sounds pretty nice. Current health lost per second. Chance to inflict Spirit Plague on melee hits. 30% chance to apply Frailty on hits added on. That's not bad actually. Uses damage dealt by 6% up to 3 times. Increased Void and Necrotic, 20% of Void and Necrotic taken as physical, 5% more armor, percent of armor applies to damage over time. That's not terrible. 65-29. We actually gain a bit over 10% damage. And probably some armor on top of that, and armor applies to damage over time. Yeah, I think that's not bad. I think I'll just go over here as fast as possible so that we can actually unlock that quickly. Minion, probably don't care. Necrotic. Healing effectiveness and double crit, that's actually quite good. Big necrotic resistance. Stun duration, poison. Bleed and physical, that's actually a good combo. Current health lost per second, missing health gained is ward per second. 250% chance to shred armor. Ward per second per active maelstrom. Double exalted? Oh yeah, I guess that's just really rare. 186% health regen. 12 vitality. So I actually want to use that. I'll save that for someone else. I guess that only has one decent mod.
Take care.
Smite, we'll grab the crit multi. And we have a quest echo over here. %, less damage taken on block. Another one of those haste leveling chests. Alright, I think it's break time for me. The build's been coming together pretty nicely. We'll have 3 more points for that soon to get the Smite to Void conversion. That'll let it scale with all the vitality I have. And it seems pretty cool. The fire conversion isn't ideal, but the volatile reversal itself isn't that important. It's mainly to extend the duration of the devouring orbs, so we can have those last a very long time. So it's not that bad, and I can also try and get another 25 int if I want to get rid of that and just have the volatile reversal deal more damage itself. But yeah, pretty cool. There's a pretty strong, unique Void Caster Staff. That would be very strong if I get that at some point. This staff isn't that good. We can definitely do better there. That's not bad. Decent survivability, although we lost a bunch of damage for that. Those aren't very good, but the 11 vitality is pretty solid for a Void Caster. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.